Everyone wants to be rich. Everyone wants financial freedom. But very few people actually learn how money works. The truth is, wealth doesn't come from luck. It comes from knowledge. And that knowledge can often be found in just one place: books. Books are the shortcut to decades of wisdom. They allow you to learn from the world's greatest investors, from their mistakes, from their philosophies, and from their timeless strategies. So today, we're going to talk about something powerful: the 10 best investment books to read in 2025. Whether you are a beginner trying to understand stocks or an experienced investor looking to sharpen your edge, these books will change the way you think about money forever. Let's begin. The first book you must read, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. This is not just a book. It's the Bible of investing. Even Warren Buffett calls it the best book on investing ever written. It teaches you how to think like an investor, not a gambler. It introduces the concept of value investing, buying stocks when they are undervalued and holding them for the long run. Graham teaches you how to protect yourself from market chaos. He shows you why patience is your biggest strength. And he reminds you that true investors make money not by timing the market, but by understanding what they own. This book was written decades ago, but its lessons are eternal. Every serious investor in 2025 should read it at least once. Now let's move to book number 2, Common Stocks and Uncommon Profits by Philip Fisher. While Graham focused on value, Fisher focused on growth. He believed great companies are not just cheap. They're innovative, visionary, and built for the future. In this book, Fisher introduces the idea of scuttlebutt, meaning you should research companies by talking to customers, suppliers, and competitors. Don't just study numbers, study people. He shows you how to identify businesses with long-term growth potential. And he explains why the best investments often come from understanding a company's management, not just its balance sheet. It's a masterclass in long-term thinking. If you want to find the next Apple or Tesla before everyone else, read Fisher. Book number 3, One Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch. Peter Lynch turned a small mutual fund into one of the best-performing funds in history. How? By investing in what he understood. He believed ordinary people have an advantage over Wall Street because they see trends before the analysts do. They shop at the stores. They use the products. They notice what is growing. Lynch's philosophy is simple: invest in what you know. He shows how everyday experiences can lead you to incredible opportunities, like how he discovered Dunkin' Donuts, Taco Bell, and other multi-bagger stocks, simply by observing real life. It's practical, funny, and filled with real stories that make investing fun. If you want to become a smarter, more intuitive investor, this book is a must-read. Book number 4, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, this isn't a typical investing book. It's a mindset book. Kiyosaki teaches something most schools never do: the difference between working for money and having money work for you. He introduces the concept of assets and liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. He shows why the rich buy assets like stocks, real estate, and businesses, while the poor and middle class spend on liabilities like cars and gadgets. This book will completely change how you see money. It's the perfect starting point for anyone who wants to escape the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Book number 5, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This book became a global phenomenon, and for good reason. It doesn't just talk about how to make money. It talks about how to think about money. Housel explains that success in investing is not about intelligence. It's about behavior. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to control your emotions. He shares timeless lessons through stories about greed, fear, luck, and patience. It teaches you why financial freedom is more about how you behave than what you know. In a world driven by social media and FOMO, this book is like a deep breath of wisdom. Every page will make you rethink your relationship with money. Book number 6, The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John C. Bogle. John Bogle is the founder of Vanguard and the man who invented index funds. This book explains why most investors fail trying to beat the market, and why simply owning the market is the smarter choice. He argues that long-term wealth comes from low-cost, diversified index funds. not from chasing the latest hot stock. Bogle's philosophy is simple. Keep costs low. Stay invested. Trust the power of compounding. If you want to invest passively and still grow your wealth, this book will show you how. It's short, simple, and incredibly powerful. Book number 7, A Random Walk Down Wall Street by Burton Malkiel. This book explores the idea that markets are mostly efficient, meaning prices already reflect all available information. It challenges you to think differently about stock picking. It explains why even professional investors struggle to consistently beat the market. Malkiel covers everything, from stocks and bonds to behavioral finance and even cryptocurrencies. It's a perfect blend of history, data, and practical advice. If you want to understand how markets really work, this book will give you that foundation. Book number 8, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This book may be old, but it is still one of the most powerful books on wealth ever written. It's not just about investing money. It's about investing in your mindset. Hill interviewed the most successful people of his time, including Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and Andrew Carnegie, to uncover the principles they all shared. He discovered that wealth begins in the mind. Your thoughts shape your reality. Your beliefs drive your actions. If you think like a winner, you eventually become one. It's a timeless classic that has inspired millions of entrepreneurs and investors worldwide. Book number 9, The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko. This book shatters the myth of what millionaires actually look like. They're not flashy. They're not driving Ferraris or wearing designer suits. Most of them live simple lives, save consistently, and invest wisely. The authors studied thousands of millionaires and found one thing in common: discipline. They live below their means. They avoid debt. And they let time and compounding do the heavy lifting. It's a reminder that real wealth isn't about appearance. It's about financial independence. This book will make you rethink what success truly looks like. And finally, book number 10, Principles, Life and Work by Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio is one of the most successful hedge fund managers in history. In this book, he shares the principles that built his company, Bridgewater Associates, and made him a billionaire. But it's not just about investing. It's about life. He explains how to make better decisions, how to stay objective under pressure, and how to create a system for success that works in any situation. Dalio's writing is deep, honest, and filled with wisdom from decades of experience. He teaches you to think independently, question assumptions, and always learn from failure. It's a guide not just for investors, but for anyone who wants to live intelligently. Now, let us step back for a moment. If you read these 10 books, you'll cover everything you need to know about money. From mindset to management, from psychology to strategy, from value investing to modern finance. You'll learn how the greats think, how they stay patient when everyone else panics, and how they build wealth that lasts generations. But here's something important. Don't just read these books. Apply them. Knowledge is useless without action. Take one lesson from each book and implement it in your life. Start investing. Track your spending. Automate your savings. Stay consistent. Because the real secret isn't in reading one book. It's in becoming the kind of person who learns constantly. Reading is like compound interest for your brain. Every chapter adds a layer of wisdom. Every page adds a perspective. And over time, that knowledge compounds. Just like your investments. Imagine yourself a year from now. You have read all 10 books. You understand money. You think long-term. You invest confidently. And you're no longer afraid of the market. That's the power of learning. That's the power of reading. So if you want to level up your financial game in 2025, start today. Pick one of these books. Read a few pages every night. Take notes. And apply what you learn. You'll be amazed at how fast your mindset transforms. Because when you change how you think about money, you change your entire financial future. So here's your challenge. In the next 12 months, read all 10 books. Just 10. That's less than one per month. But the return on investment will be infinite. And when others are still guessing what to do with their money, you'll already know. Because you did the work. You learned the rules. And now you can play the game to win. Remember, wealth isn't built by chance. It's built by choice, by curiosity, by continuous learning. And these 10 books? They're your roadmap. So start today, because the best investment you will ever make is in yourself.